First of all, Mason, congrats on choosing NAU. What was the ultimate deciding factor? Why did you choose to become a lumberjack?
Yeah, so obviously this process was stressful, and it's something I wasn't really used to. But it means a lot, for all these schools that have reached out, and it wasn't an easy decision for me. Obviously, I had a lot of thinking that went into this, and for me, obviously part of me, wanted to go home, which I knew a lot of people kind of already, had an idea of. But there's other things that that went into it, where I feel that I can make the biggest impact. I also want to be, surrounded by good people and a good culture. And I know a couple guys on the team already who are really good guys. So, that means a lot to me. And then obviously just feeling like I can get better somewhere, with the player development side of things as well in that aspect.
Yeah, I think a lot of people knew you were from Arizona. Your hometown, Chandler, it's a couple hours south of Northern Arizona's campus in Flagstaff, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a lot hotter in Chandler than it is in Flagstaff. That's for sure.
I actually have made that drive before. I was in Flagstaff for like a football playoff game, but I
Yeah,
stayed in Phoenix. And so in Phoenix, it was like 72 degrees. And then when I went up to Flagstaff, it was like 30 in the same day. And I
yeah,
couldn't believe
yeah.
it.
It's a big difference. Yeah, for sure.
So obviously, Northern Arizona was probably one of the options that you were considering the most, considering the proximity and considering the level of basketball. But did you hear from other schools and other mid-major conferences?
Yeah, I did. I heard from a lot of mid majors. I heard from a lot of the Summit League teams, and then the Big Sky as well. And I also heard from some East Coast conferences as well that I didn't know a lot about just because I haven't been over there a lot. So, but no, it was an interesting process, and a lot of time went into it. I kind of compare it to senior year of high school, but it's definitely different because senior year of high school I wasn't getting all this interest that I got now. So it was different because I was on calls almost every day, trying to figure out what I want to do, and it was difficult. There was a lot of stress that went into this.
Andrew goes in, Parker goes into the transfer portal, you go in, Tommy Chapman recently went in. Obviously, each of you guys has your own individual reasons for doing so, but for you personally, why ultimately did you decide you were going to enter the transfer portal in the first place?
Yeah, well, first off, I want everyone to know that I love Northern State, and I'm always going to be a Wolf. Northern means a lot to me. They gave me an opportunity that no one really gave me, and I'm extremely blessed in that aspect. For me, the biggest thing was this past year. It was just a little different. I had an off feeling about everything, just in the sense of it didn't feel the same in years prior. I love the support and all that, and that means a lot to me. But I don't know, something just fell off. Like I wasn't having, as much fun, I guess per se, as I was in years past. And for me, I feel like that was God telling me, it's time for a change and a new journey. And I just, it just felt right to me to go do something else, to be closer to home, and that's why I chose to transfer.
The COVID pandemic obviously threw a wrench into everything. Did that kind of add to the weird feel you had
That
this
that
season?
definitely added to the feeling because it was different than years prior too because of the COVID. We couldn't do as much as I did in the years past. So I definitely think that had part to do with it. For me, I just felt it was the right decision, and I just felt it in my gut. So
This is the same question I asked to Andrew when we did our interview. Your athletic director, your old athletic director, Josh Moon, put out that statement on the Northern State website, saying we should celebrate your career and Parker's career and Andrew's career and everyone's career, and that just because you decide to transfer, as you mentioned, doesn't mean you don't have love for Northern State. What did
yeah.
that letter from Josh Moon mean to you when you saw that?
Yeah, I mean that letter, meant a lot, and it's true. Like everything you said is true in the sense of we appreciate Northern so much, but I also know that everyone that supports us, they know how we are as people, and they know how much Northern means to us. So I know that they would agree with me 100% that we're not leaving because we're like, oh, we don't like this place. Like that's so far from true. So that letter meant a lot. So I appreciate Josh Moon sending that out.
What's your personal favorite memory at Northern State?
Honestly, my favorite memory is just winning four in a row, four conference championships in a row, which has never been done before in the NSIC. So, being able to do that, is something I'll never forget.
It wasn't the 7 threes and I hate winter, because that's my favorite.
That's number two. That was a special moment, especially because my family was able to watch. So that meant a lot to me as well. Also, I just want to say, thank you to Northern. You guys are amazing, all the fans. And I want to say thank you to my coaches that, believed in me and gave me this opportunity. I wouldn't be here without them. And then obviously I made amazing relationships, with teammates, but also people outside of sports as well. And, all these people mean so much to me and I'll never forget it.
Well, that's a good note to end on. Mason Stark, congratulations on going home to Northern Arizona University. Best of luck. We will still keep an eye on you, and we appreciate your time.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your time as well.